So this video has been a long time coming, and I am so excited to formally come out on my YouTube channel and share my own journey in what living a magnificently melanated life looks like for me. And it's important for myself to really invite in people, and I guess the entire public at this point, about my own sexuality and about being queer and what that looks like for me. And I really hope with this video to share that it is possible to love yourself and to be open and to invite in who you want to invite in, no matter what your family of origin was, no matter what religious background you grew up in, and to be proud to be yourself. So for me, I didn't even really know that I was queer until probably early 20s, mid 20s, and it really was through anger. And I have other videos on why I think anger is such a powerful emotion. And for me, in my experience with anger and building up my own emotional capacity to deal with anger and to see it as a teacher, because I learned so much about what I value, so much about myself based on the things that make me so incredibly enraged. And so my sexuality was no different. I remember that my sister brought home this guy. It was the first person, coming home that was in a major relationship. And I remember feeling visibly I got this clenching sensation, and I was really mad. And then, they do all of the 1950s things of dating and getting married and having a kid. And I remember seeing the picture with their newborn baby, and I was filled with chijealousy and hatred and rage, and I was so mad. And I was why am I this mad at an innocent child? This this child hasn't even done anything to me, but yet I'm so mad. And so I learned through that experience, through listening to my own body and getting curious about what's coming up for me, was that what I was really mad about was that my sister and so many people get to be with someone that they love, get to start a family, and that's celebrated, and that is seen as such a great, amazing thing. And there was this deep envy and this deep grief that if I wanted to do that, and if I wanted to bring home someone that I genuinely love and wanted to start a family with, I would not get the same kind of reception that straight people get just in my own family, within the society at large. No one is quoting random out of context Bible verses towards her. It's just a lot of injustice and the persecution that queer people face just for wanting to live the exact same life and really have their own version of happiness. And so what really prompted me to continue to explore this part of myself, explore this anger, explore beneath the anger the desire of what I actually want for my life and who I want to be with. And that has been a journey that was really guided by this idea of deeply believing that Black lives matter, deeply believing that Black people should have freedom and love and the ability to live magnificently melanated lives. And if I really believe that Black lives matter, then I should believe that my own life matters and that my own happiness matters. And seeing family members and seeing friends, at least the images they portray on social media, which we all know is a lie, but it's that they're happy and that they're with someone who they genuinely love and feel a connection to. And for me, it was this ongoing process of, don't I deserve to be happy? Don't I deserve to be with someone who genuinely makes me happy and not happy in a I'm fitting into the patriarchy's version of you have to get a man and you have to get a ring and all of the patriarchy capitalism versions of what makes me happy, or just happy to be able to assimilate in that way, but truly happy in that my own happiness and that my own pleasure matters. And being able to really live in that has led me to the point of making a video where I invite everyone into this truth and to really be proud of who I am. And I also want to say that for years I was not ready to invite the whole world or even like close friends into this part of my life. And I think that it's totally fine and completely healthy and integrated and beautiful to not choose that. I think using this language of like coming out, which is like inherently, it's like you're out of the closet, which was actually a place of safety, into like out in the wild with people who you know are not always the most supportive people or even safe to be with, as opposed to inviting in. Like I have this amazing exclusive, really like VIP party, and I get to have my own invite list and share who I want to invite into this like super cool, amazing part of myself, and who I even want to tell about this. It really shifts, in my opinion, the power to the actual person to allow them to choose when, how, and if they invite people into their lives. I was born second generation into a fundamentalist religious cult. So no, I didn't have an environment where it was even safe to explore that. And I really didn't even begin to think about my sexuality in any real way until I was financially independent from my family of origin, from the environment I grew up in. And I think that for so many people, especially Black people who are already in the societal view vulnerable economically, politically, through so many different structures at play that are really like plotting on our oppression, to take that complete journey and take your time in deciding if this is the right moment, or if I'm supported, or if this is even a safe enough environment to share this part of myself with the people here, and to acknowledge that for so many of us still it is not. And if you are a queer person of color and looking for support, looking for coaching to be able to talk about your experiences, to talk about your own coming out or inviting in experiences with a coach who has a similar background, then I invite you to check out my website and schedule a free consultation where we can begin working together. But once I kind of got to this point of like, yeah, I do want to be myself, and yeah, my happiness and my own pleasure matters just as much as anyone else's, shouldn't I be able to enjoy and have pleasure the same way anyone else does? And then I was kind of like, yeah, you do, so I'm going to embrace this. And then it was this beautiful journey of learning about so many other amazing Black queer people, because I am a big history nerd. If you've been watching this channel, you should know that. And to do anything that brings me a little bit closer to amazing people like James Baldwin, like Lorraine Hansberry, like Bayard Rustin, who was like the lead organizer for the March on Washington. It's amazing to learn about how many straight up hidden figures of people who are Black and queer and made incredible improvements to life as we know it, people who were geniuses, people who came and brought so much to the culture and to our lives that people for decades and decades after and generations after will still be reading James Baldwin, will still have their mind blown by A Raisin in the Sun. And to know that those beautiful works of art, those beautiful pieces into the collective, into Black culture, were really originated from Black queer people. I don't think that we could understand our society or the civil rights movement without the March on Washington. And so many people don't know the story of Bayard Rustin and how influential he was in really creating that and advocating for Black people his entire life and throughout his activism. And he's a gay person. So I think it's just cool. It's cool to know that I deeply belong in my community and that Black queer people have existed for all of time, and they've done amazing, incredible things that are so often straight-washed in the larger community as a whole. And also even people like Lena Waithe, who is not just my personal crush, but is also an amazing person whose Essence speech was something that I would listen to religiously. Like it was like a ritual to help me and to know that I'm not alone, and to have so many incredible Black queer women talking about their experience, Black trans women, Black non-binary, amazing Black non-binary coaches, so many incredible people, to know that we're not alone, and to know that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to come out. It's okay to never come out. It's okay to never invite anyone in, no matter what, knowing that you're not alone, and knowing that there are so many people like you who have done incredible things for their community and their own lives, and that they've lived magnificently melanated lives, magnificently queer melanated lives. So if this content was really, really weird for you, but you're interested in learning more, if you loved this content, whatever, I invite you to check out my free ebook called Melanin, a Reclamation, where you can learn more about my own journey, and hopefully that relates to you, and also totally free tools that you can use right now today to help you live more of that fulfilling, joyful, radiant life that you desire. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful for you, or at least entertaining or inspiring. I will see you in my next Magnificently Melanated video.